Imagine for a moment that everything in your life is running smoothly. The right people appear at exactly the right time. Opportunities open up effortlessly. Your body feels light, your mind clear, and your heart peaceful. And let me tell you that this isn't your imagination or coincidence, but the direct result of your vibration. Everything in the universe is vibrating. You vibrate. Your thoughts, your feelings, your words, your actions, all of these are energetic impulses that emit a frequency. This frequency is like an invisible language that the universe understands and responds to, and therefore you attract everything you emit. But here's the key. When few know, it's not enough to temporarily raise your vibration. True transformation occurs when you manage to maintain this high vibration permanently, without being dependent on external circumstances, without falling into highs and lows that drain your energy and separate you from your true power. And that is the profound teaching of this video. On this journey, we will reveal why maintaining a high vibration is not only possible, but necessary if you wish to awaken your consciousness, manifest with clarity, and move through life from your most authentic spiritual center. You will see that raising your vibration, it doesn't mean always being positive or feigning forced joy, nor is it about avoiding darkness. Rather, it's about inhabiting an inner frequency of truth, coherence and presence even amidst chaos. This video will be your map. We explore the ancient origins of the concept of vibration in esoteric traditions. You'll understand how vibrations work in your physical, mental, and spiritual bodies. We'll show you what blocks your frequency and how to overcome it. Finally, you'll learn practices, changes, and choices that will anchor you in a state of heightened energy that never fades. Prepare to discover why you are more than a physical body, more than a personal story, more than a passing emotion. You are vibration in motion. And today, you will remember how to increase and maintain it as an energetic master. Are you ready to cross this threshold? The idea that everything in the universe vibrates is not a modern invention or a new spiritual fad. It is an ancient truth, reiterated in various forms by the wisest civilizations throughout history. From the Hermetic teachings of ancient Egypt to the Yoga Sutras of India, the principle of vibration is considered a universal law. The Kybalion, an esoteric text attributed to Hermeticism, declares in its second great law, nothing is still. Everything moves, everything vibrates. This axiom, poetic as it may sound, contains a profound truth. Vibration is the secret breath of the universe. Everything that exists, matter, thoughts, feelings, soul, vibrates at a specific frequency. And this frequency defines not only its nature, but also what other things it resonates with. In the Vedic tradition, this idea is expressed through the concept of the espada, which literally means sacred vibration. According to this view, divine consciousness, Shiva or Brahman, is not a static presence, but an eternal dance of living energy pulsating through all life forms. The universe is thus not a dead structure, but a living symphony in which each person is a note with their own unique frequency. American shamans also understood this truth. For them, every living being, a stone, a river, an eagle, or a human, possesses an inner melody. When someone becomes ill, they lose this melody. When they are healed, they resonate in harmony with the Great Spirit. Over time, these teachings were whispered among initiates, preserved in secret rituals, and hidden from the eyes of the modern world, which measures everything by the tangible. But the esoteric didn't disappear, it just became more subtle. Today, quantum physics is beginning to confirm what the sages knew. Through direct intuition, that matter is not solid, that everything is made of moving particles, that vibration is the structural basis of reality. What does this mean for you? It means that you are not a static being. You are not your past, your thoughts, or your feelings. You are a constantly vibrating frequency, and this frequency can be modulated. Have you ever noticed how some people radiate peace as soon as they enter a room? Or how others seem clumsy, even without opening their mouths? That's vibration. It can't be faked or forced, but it can be increased. And herein lies the great spiritual dilemma. Most people fluctuate. rising and falling like an emotional pendulum, caught in external circumstances. But the great masters, the ancient sages, taught us that it is possible to anchor a higher vibration as a permanent state of being. How not through a technique, not through a fleeting positive thought, but through an inner transformation in which the soul becomes the command center and mind, body and emotions begin to revolve around it. This knowledge is transformative because those who understand how their vibration works also understand how their life works. And when you raise your frequency, you not only change your experience, but also the reality around you. To permanently raise your vibration, you must first understand exactly what the vibration you emit is and how it is generated. This isn't an abstract or metaphysical concept without practical application. Vibration is the living sum of everything you are in this moment. Thoughts, emotions, words, actions, habits, and the deepest part, your intentions. Imagine you are a radio station. Every thought, every emotion, every word you speak is tuned to a specific frequency. Some are gentle, clear, and sublime. Others are denser, more confusing, or disordered. The important thing here is not to temporarily raise your vibration, but to learn to maintain the highest frequency you are capable of and make it your natural state. But what does this frequency consist of? First, thoughts and perception. Your vibration is closely linked to how you interpret reality. Two people can experience the same situation but react completely differently. One might panic, become angry or frustrated. The other might observe, reflect, and act calmly. Which of the two do you think vibrates higher? Thinking isn't the problem. The problem is how you think. If your mind constantly repeats judgments, fears, criticism, and comparisons, you anchor a low vibration. Even if you're trying to meditate or feel better, vibration rises when thoughts connect with consciousness. When you stop reacting, automatically and consciously decide how you perceive the world. Second, persistent emotions. There's an important nuance here. It's not about suppressing emotions. It's about not chronically identifying with them. You may feel sadness, anger, and fear. These feelings are human and necessary. But if you allow them to remain your default state, your vibrations will stagnate. A feeling like gratitude, for example, has a measurable frequency that is much higher than that of resentment or guilt. And the most fascinating thing is that you can train yourself to maintain these higher emotions even under difficult circumstances. Sustained emotions, not momentary emotions, reveal to the universe who you are vibrationally. Third, your relationship to the present. The present moment is the gateway to the highest vibration. When you are completely in the here and now, without resistance, without expectation, without judgment, your energy field is ordered. Only in the present can you experience peace, fulfillment, and true connection with your being. People who dwell on the past, dwell on wounds, or constantly project themselves into the future with fear, worry, or excessive desire vibrate at unstable frequencies. Energy disperses, fragments, and becomes contaminated. Living in the present is not just a spiritual practice, it is an energetic technology. Fourth, your inner coherence. Here we come to one of the strongest pillars for a high and lasting vibration: coherence. When your thoughts, feelings, words, and actions are in harmony, your field becomes solid, luminous, and magnetic. Inner incoherence, on the other hand, breaks your vibration. You may say, "I am light," but live in fear. You can proclaim, "I believe in love," but act out of guilt or manipulation. The universe doesn't respond to what you say. It responds to who you truly are. All of this leads us to an inescapable truth. Your vibration doesn't magically rise through superficial affirmations or rituals. It rises when you choose to become someone who vibrates higher. Raising your vibration may seem simple at first. You meditate, recite positive affirmations, connect with nature, practice gratitude, and feel an inner expansion. The real challenge, however, is not to temporarily elevate yourself, but to maintain that vibration in the midst of the world, when external stimuli threaten to pull you down to denser frequencies. This is where the deepest art of spiritual awakening comes into play, the mastery of conscious vibration. The universe is a mirror, not a passive one, but a dynamic one. It constantly reflects your inner state, but also tests it. Just when you begin to vibrate higher, people, situations, or thoughts appear that seem to want to destabilize you. It's not a punishment, it's training. Have you ever noticed that after a moment of mental clarity, you can suddenly experience an emotional confrontation? This is because the increase in your energy brings to light dark corners that were previously hidden. What couldn't be resolved comes to the surface, and you have a choice: returning to the old pattern, or maintaining the frequency from a higher consciousness. This is the first obstacle, the energetic relapse. It's not that you've failed, but rather that your system is reorganizing itself. Imagine you're tuning an instrument. At first it sounds out of tune, it squeaks, but if you continue gently, with presence and love, the sound changes. This applies to you too. Another challenge is the collective mental noise. We live in a culture that fuels fear, urgency, comparison, and devaluation. To vibrate high in a world that vibrates low requires a quiet rebellion. You can expect neither recognition nor understanding. You are often misunderstood, judged, or even ignored. Yet it is precisely in this silence that your power grows. For when you no longer need to be understood to be yourself, you have liberated yourself. Then there is the trap of the spiritual ego. It's easy to confuse high vibrations with superiority, with the feeling of being more evolved and more conscious. But this comparison, this need for validation, is already an energetic decline. The soul doesn't compete, it simply vibrates. And the higher your state, the more humility, the more compassion, the more stillness dwells within you. Maintaining a high frequency doesn't mean avoiding human emotions. It means not living trapped by them. You can feel sadness without becoming sad yourself. You can move through fear without surrendering your power to fear. You can recognize your shadow without it obscuring your light. At this point, it's important to develop conscious self-observation, not to judge yourself, but to realign yourself. Ask yourself simple questions. This thought elevates me or limits me. This feeling connects me or separates me. This action honors my truth or my fear. The key is not perfection, but vibrant honesty. Be authentic in every moment, even if that authenticity hurts a little, because this truth, born with love, effortlessly raises your frequency, not because of what you do, but because of who you choose to be in every moment. And finally, there is the most powerful ingredient: surrender. When you let go of resistance, coercion, and control, your energy opens. A high vibration is not achieved. It is permitted and occurs when you align yourself with the flow of life, when you choose to trust the unseen, when you understand that you are not alone, but are sustained by a higher order. Raising your vibration is therefore an act of faith. Maintaining it is an act of mastery. Raising your vibration is not a one-time event or an occasional experience. It is a sacred discipline, a way of life chosen with every thought, word, and deed. Authentic spirituality is not measured by how many books you read or how many rituals you know, but by how consciously you live your daily life. Here are 7 practices that, when implemented with commitment, can profoundly change your energy field and help you permanently avoid a higher vibration. First, wake up with a positive intention. Don't start your day with external influences. Before you touch your phone, before you think about your to-do list, connect with yourself. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, what energy do I want to inhabit today? This simple act aligns your consciousness to a clear frequency from the very beginning. No matter what happens externally, you've already decided how you vibrate internally. Second, pay attention to what you consume, not just food. Everything that enters your body and mind influences your vibration. It's not about perfection, but about judgment. Observe how you feel after certain foods. Songs, conversations, news, or social media. They either expand or constrict you. High vibrations require consistency in what you allow into your field. Surround yourself with information, environments, and people that nourish your energy, not drain it. Third, stillness and conscious breathing. Amidst the chaos of the day, take moments to pause and breathe. 5 minutes of silence can raise your vibration more than hours of strenuous productivity. Breathing is the bridge between the physical and the subtle. Breathe in deeply, breathe out slowly, and return to the present. This is the purest vibration. Fourth, speak honestly and from the bottom of your heart. Words are embodied vibration. Every time you speak, you create something. Avoid judgments, complaints, and empty criticism, not because they are wrong, but because they inadvertently lower your frequency. Speak with compassion. Express yourself authentically. Use your voice as an instrument of clarity, love, and purpose. Fifth, move like living energy. The body needs movement for energy to flow. Dancing, mindful walking, yoga, or simply stretching after waking up help relieve your vibrational field. Physical stagnation creates emotional stagnation. Movement is energetic medicine. Sixth, be grateful for no reason. Gratitude isn't just a feeling. It's one of the highest frequencies you can reach. And you don't need great success to practice it. Be grateful for your breath, for daylight, for having a path to follow. The vibration of gratitude elevates your perception and connects you to true abundance, which isn't about having more, but seeing more. Seventh, get plenty of rest. Sleep not only provides physical recovery, but also recalibration of your vibrations. The body needs rest to process the frequencies it experiences. To wake up with fresh energy, it's important to respect your sleep cycles. Create quiet spaces before bed and disconnect from screens and negative stimuli. Remember, raising your vibration is not a goal, but a continuous practice. And you don't have to be perfect. You just need to be present. A daily decision, a conscious action, a moment of silence. It can be enough to remind you who you are and bring you back to your center. Because in every moment, you have the power to choose to descend from the noise of the world or ascend to the temple of your soul. You are not here by chance. Your soul has guided you to this awareness because it is ready to remember something essential. You are not a victim of the energy that surrounds you. You are the creator of the frequency you radiate. In a world that constantly seeks to pull you down, distract you, and disconnect you, maintaining a high vibration becomes a revolutionary act, a path of energetic sovereignty that transforms not only your life but also the lives of those around you. Because as we've already seen, vibrations are contagious. When you choose a higher frequency, your presence begins to resonate with other souls who are ready to awaken. But this is precisely where many people fail. They expect raising their vibration to be a miracle, a technique that works immediately, a feeling that perpetuates itself. A high vibration is the result of a daily, deep, and silent devotion to yourself. It requires that you truly observe yourself and view your thoughts not from the perspective of judgment, but of awareness. You must experience your emotions not as enemies, but as messengers. You must view your body as a temple, not a prison. And above all, choose the present as your sole place of power, because only in the here and now can you make sound decisions, direct your energy, cleanse your field, improve your habits, and become a channel through which higher consciousness can flow. This isn't theory, but lived practice. It means sitting still when the noise tries to control you. It means saying no to what no longer resonates with you, even if it frightens you. It means being compassionate to yourself when everything seems to be falling apart, and yet choosing the light again. This is the vibration that doesn't break. This is the energy that doesn't depend on outside influences. This is the inner strength that makes people masters of themselves. And when you do that, when you sustain that frequency beyond the initial excitement, something sacred happens. Reality begins to reflect this inner state. Your environment changes, your relationships are purified. Your opportunities adapt, not because you attract it, but because you already vibrate from there. And now I tell you clearly, the world doesn't need more information. The world needs more people who vibrate from the soul. People like you who dare to remember their power and use it with love, truth, and awareness. If this message has touched you, don't miss it. Internalize it, practice it, live it. Subscribe to the channel if you want to further explore the secrets of energy, spirituality, and inner transformation. Like if you feel this information has touched you deeply, and share this video with those who are also ready to remember their original vibration. Because when you change your frequency, the entire universe begins to dance to your rhythm.